Shalom, shalom, shalom. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tonic in the World right here on GC Creative TV. And I remain your humble host, Daniel Feslan Yahusha. And also we're in the house with our little princess, Princess Mabakan. As usual, always with Daddy. So today we are considered from here with the book of Yahusha as the book of Joshua, chapter 10. And it says, now it came to pass when Adoni Sedek, king of Jerusalem, had heard how Yahusha of Jerusalem, I've heard how Yahusha had taken Ai and had utterly destroyed it, as he had done to Jericho and a king. So he had done to Ai and a king, and how the inhabitants of Givon had made peace with Yasharel and were among them, that they feared greatly, because Givon was a great city, as one of the royal cities, and because it was greater than Ai. And all the men thereof, were mighty. Wherefore Adoni-Sedek, king of Jerusalem, sent unto Aram, unto Hoham, king of Kevron, and to Piram, king of Yarmoth, and unto Japhia, king of Lachish, and unto Devir, king of Eglon, saying, come up unto me and help me, that we may smite Givon, for it has made peace with Yahusha and with the people of Yasharel. Therefore the 5 kings of Amorim, the king of Jerusalem, the king of Kevron, the king of Yarmoth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon, gathered themselves together and went up, they and all their host, and encamped about before Givon, and made war against it. And the men of Givon sent unto Yahusha to the camp of Gilgal, saying, slack not your hand from your servant, come up to us quickly and save us, and help us, for all the kings of the Amorim that dwell in the mountain are gathered together against us. So Yahusha ascended from Gilgal, and all the people of war with him, and all the mighty men of valor. And Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, fear them not, for I have delivered them into your hands. There shall no man of them stand before you. Yahusha therefore suddenly went up to Gilgal that night, and Yahusha discomforted him before Yasharel, and slew them with a great slaughter at Givon, and chased them along the way that goes up to Beth Koron, and smote them at Azekah, and unto Makeda. And it came to pass, as they fled from before Yasharel, and were in the going down of Beth Koron, that Yahuwah cast down great stones from heaven upon them at Azekah, and they died. And there were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Yasharel slew with the sword. Then spoke Yahusha unto Yahuwah in the day when Yahuwah delivered up the Amorim before the children of Yasharel. And he said in the sight of Yasharel, son, I said before Yasharel, sun, stand still upon Givon, and you, moon, in the valley of Ayalon. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the Sefer of Yahusha? So the sun stood still in the midst of of heaven, and hastened not to come about a whole day. And there was no day that there's no day like that. There's no day like that before it or after it, that Yahuwah hearkened unto the voice of man. For Yahuwah fought for Yasharel, and Yahusha returned, and all Yasharel with him, unto the camp of Gilgal. But these 5 kings fled and hid themselves in the cave at Makeda. And it was told Yahusha, saying, the 5 kings are found hid in a cave at Makeda. And Yahusha said, roll great stones upon the mouth of the cave, and set men by it for to guard them. And stay ye not, but pursue after your enemy, and smite the hindmost of them. Suffer them not to enter into their city, for Yahuwah Elohim has delivered them into your hands. And it came to pass, when Yahusha and the children of Yasharel had made an end of slaying them with a great slaughter, till they were consumed, that the rest which remained of them entered into fenced city. And all the people returned to the camp of Yahusha at Makeda in peace. None moved a stone against any of the children of Yasharel. Then said Yahusha, open the mouth of the cave, and bring out those 5 kings unto me out of the cave. And they did so, and brought forth those 5 kings unto him out of the cave: the king of Jerusalem, the king of Hebron, the king of Yarmouth, the king of Lachish, and the king of Eglon. And it came to pass, when they brought out those kings unto Yahusha, that Yahuwah called for all the men of Yasharel, and said unto the captains of the men of war, which went with him, come near, put your feet upon the neck of this king. And they came near, and put their feet upon the necks of them. And Yahusha said unto them, fear not, be dismayed. Be strong and of good courage, for thus shall Yahuwah do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. And afterwards Yahusha smote them and slew them, and hung them on 5 trees. And they were hanging upon the trees until the evening. And it came to pass at the time of the going down of the sun, that Yahusha commanded, and they took them down off the tree, and cast them into the cave wherein they had been hid, and laid the great stones in the cave's mouth, which remains until this very day. And that day Yahusha took Makeda, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the king thereof he utterly destroyed them, and all the souls that were therein. He let none remain. And he did to the king of Makeda as he did unto the king of Jericho. Then Yahusha passed from Makeda, and all Yasharel with him, unto Livna, and fought against Livna. And Yahuwah delivered it also, and the king thereof into the hand of Yahusha, and he smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein. He let none remain in it, but did unto the king therefore as he did unto the king of Jericho. And Yahusha passed from Livna, and all Yasharel with him, unto Lachish, and encamped against it, and fought against it. And Yahuwah delivered Lachish into the hands of Yasharel, which took it on the 2nd day, and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein, according to all that he had done to Livna. Verse 33. And then Horam, king of Gezer, came up to help Lachish, and Yahusha smote him and his people until he had left him none remaining. And from Lachish Yahuwah, and from Lachish Yahusha passed unto Eglon, and all the Asherel with him, and they encamped against it and fought against it. And they took it on that day and smote it with the edge of the sword, and all the souls that were therein he utterly destroyed that day, according to all that he had done to Lachish. And Yahusha went up from Eglon, and all the Asherel with him, unto Kevron, and they fought against it, and they took it and smote it with the edge of the sword, and the kings thereof, and all the cities thereof, and all the souls that were therein. He left none remaining, according to all that he had done to Eglon, but destroyed it utterly, and all the souls that were therein. And Yahusha returned, and all Yasharel with him to David, and fought against it, and he took it, and the king thereof, and all the cities thereof, and they smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed all the souls that were therein. He left none remaining, as he had done to Kevron, so he did to David and the king thereof, as he had done unto also to Livna and to our king. So Yahusha smote all the countries of the hill, and of the Negev, and of the valley, and of the spring, and all their kings. He left none remaining, but utterly destroyed all that breathed, as Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel commanded. And Yahusha smote them from Kadesh Barnea, even unto Gaza, and all the countries of Goshen, even unto Givon. And all these kings and their land did Yahusha take at one time, because Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel fought for Yasharel. And Yahusha returned, and all Yasharel with him unto the camp to Gilgal. Chapter 11. And it came to pass, when Yavin, the king of Katzor, had heard those things, that he sent to Yovav, king of Madon, and to the king of Madon, and to the king of Shimron, and to the king Shimron, and the king of Akshaph, and to the king that were on the north of the mountain, and of the plain of the south of Kinneroth, and in the valley, and in the borders of Dor on the west, and to the Canaanite on the east and on the west, and to the Amori, and the Kitti, and the Perizzi, and the Jebusi, and in the mountains, and to the Kivi under Kemon, the land of Mizpah. And they went out, they and all their host with them, much people, even as the sand that is upon the seashore, in multitude, with horses and chariots very many. And when all these kings were met together, they came and pitched together at the waters of Merom to fight against Yasharel. And Yahuwah said unto Yahusha, be not afraid because of them, for tomorrow about this time will I deliver them up to slain before Yasharel. You shall hold their horses and burn their chariots with fire. So Yahusha came, and all the people of war with him, against them by the waters of Merom suddenly, and they fell upon them. And Yahweh delivered them into the hands of Yasharel, who smote them and chased them unto great Sidon, and unto Misrephoth, Mayim, and unto the valley of Mitzpah eastward, and they smote them until they left them none remaining. And Yahusha did unto them as Yahweh bade him. He hove their horses and burnt their chariots with fire. And Yahusha at that time turned back and took Katsor and smote the king thereof with the sword. For Katsor before time was the head of all those kingdoms. And they smote all the souls that were therein with the edge of the sword, but utterly destroyed them. There was not any left to breathe. And it burnt Katsor with fire, and all the cities of this king, and all the kings of them did Yahusha take, and smote them with the edge of the sword, and utterly destroyed them, as Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, commanded. But as for the city that stood still in their strength, Yasharel burned none of them, save Katsor only, that did Yahusha burn. And all the spoil of this city and the cattle and the children of Yasharel took for a prey unto themselves, but every man they smote with the edge of the sword until they had destroyed them, neither left they any to breathe. As Yahuwah commanded Moshe his servant, so did Moshe command Yahusha, and so did Yahusha. He left nothing undone of all that Yahuwah commanded Moshe. So Yahusha took all that land, the hill, and all the country of the Negev, and all the land of Goshen, and the valley, and the plain, and the mountain of Yasharel, and the valley of the same, even from the Mount Kalak, that goes up to Seir, even unto Baal Gad, in the valley of Lebanon, under Mount Carmel. And all their kings he took, and smote them and slew them. Yahusha made war a long time with all those kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Yasharel, save the Kivim, the inhabitants of Givon. All other they took in battle. And it was of Yahuwah to harden their hearts, that they should come against Yasharel in battle, that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them as Yahuwah commanded Moshe. And at that time came Yahusha, and cut off the Anakim from the mountains, from Kevron, from Divir, from Anav, and from all the mountains of Yehuda, and from all the mountains of Yasharel. Yahusha destroyed them utterly with their cities. There was none of the Anakim left in the land of the children of Yasharel, and only in Gaza, in Gath, and in Ashdod there remained. So Yahusha took the whole land. Yahusha took the whole land, according to all that Yahuwah said unto Moshe, and Yahusha gave it for an inheritance unto Yasharel according to their division by their tribe, and the land rested from war. Wow. Now we're in chapter 12. Now these are the kings of the land which the children of Yasharel smote, and possessed the land on their other side of Yarden, towards the rising of the sun, from the river Arnon unto Mount Hermon, and all the plain of the east. Sikon, king of the Amorim, who dwelt in Keshbon, and ruled from Aroer, which is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and from the middle of the river, from Af Gilad, even unto the river Yabok, which is the border of the children of Ammon, and from the plain of the sea of Kinneroth on the east, and unto the sea of the plain, even the salt sea on the east, the way to Beth Ayeshimoth, the way to Beit Ayeshimoth, and from the south under Ashdoth, Hapiga, and the coast of Og, king of Bashan, which was of the remnant of the Rephaim that dwelt in Ashtaroth and at Edrei, and reigned in Mount Kemon and in Kalka, and in all Bashan unto the border of Geshurim, and the Makathim, and the half of Gilead, the border of Sikon, king of Keshbon. Them did Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, and son of Yasharel smite, and Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, gave it for a possession unto the Reubenim and the Gadim and the half tribe of Manasseh. And these are the kings of the country which Yahusha and the children of Yasharel smote on their side of the Yarden, on this west from Baal Gad in the valley of Lebanon, even unto the Mount Kalak that goes up to Seir, which Yahusha gave unto the tribes of Yasharel for a possession according to their division, in the mountains and in the valleys and in the plains and in the spring and in the wilderness and in the countries of the Negev, and the Kittim, the Amorim, and the Canaanim, and the Perizim, the Kivim, and the Jevusim, the king of Jericho, one, the king of Ai, which is beside Beit El, one, the king of Jerusalem, one, the king of Kevron, one, the king of Yamoth, one, the king of Lachish, one, the king of Eglon, one, the king of Gezer, one, the king of Debir, one, the king of Geder, one, the king of Korma, one, the king of Arad, one, the king of Livna, one, the king of Adulam, one, the king of Makida, one, the king of Beit El, one, the king of Tapuach, one, the king of Shephar, one, the king of Aphek, one, the king of Lasharon, one, the king of Madon, one, the king of Katsor, one, the king of Shimron, one, the king of Shimron Meron, one, the king of Akshaf, one, the king of Taanak, one, the king of Megiddo, one, the king of Kadesh, one, the king of Yokneam of Carmel, one, the king of Dor, one, in the coast of Dor, one, the king of the nations of Gilgal, one, the king of Tirzah, one, all the kings 30 and 1. Wow. That means our forefathers conquered 31 kingdoms. And he even made them to even utterly destroyed these kingdoms. But the one that was smart, they came by themselves to give themselves up actually that we are your servant, oh, don't kill us. Oh. All praise to Yahuwah.
sponsorship, advert placement, please call or WhatsApp this number +234 811 731 0928.
Welcome back from that short commercial break. So let's continue from where we stopped. Now we are in chapter 13. Yahusha, that's Joshua, chapter 13, which is the fourth chapter for today. Now Yahusha was old and stricken in years, and Yahuwah said unto him, You are old and stricken in years, and there remains yet very much land to be possessed. Remember that we counted earlier in chapter 12 about 31 kingdoms that have been subdued. That was in Joshua chapter 12. 31 kings, which means 31 kingdoms and lands have been subdued. Yet, he said there are still more lands to be subdued and be possessed. 2. This is a land that yet remains. All the borders of the Palestine and all Geshuri, from Shikor, which is before Mishraim, even unto the borders of Ekron northward, which is counted to the Canaanite, five Seranim of the Palestine, and Gezathim, and the Ashdodim, and the Ashkeloni, and the Gittim, and the Ekronim, also the Avim. From the south, all the land of Canaan and Meara, that is beside the Sidonim, unto Aphek, to the border of the Amorim, and the land of the Givlim, and all Lebanon, towards the sun rising, from Baal Gad unto Mount Kemon, unto the entering into Kamath, all the inhabitants of the hill country, from Lebanon unto Misrephoth, Mayim, and all the Sidonim, them will I drive out from before the children of Yasharel. Only divide it by lot unto Yasharel for an inheritance, as I have commanded you. Now therefore divide this land for an inheritance unto the 9 tribes and the half tribe of Manasseh, with whom the Reubenim and the Gadim have received their inheritance, which Moshe gave them beyond the Jordan eastward, even as Moshe the servant of Yahuwah gave them. From Aroer, that is upon the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Medeva unto Devon, and all the city of Sikon, king of the Amori, which reigned in Keshbon, unto the border of the children of Ammon, and Gilad, and the border of Geshurim, and Makathim, and all Mount Kemon, and all Bashan, unto Kalka, unto Salka, all the kingdom of Og in Bashan, which reign in Ashtaroth and in Edrei, sorry, which remained of the remnant of the Rephaim, for this did Moshe smite and cast them out. Nevertheless, the children of Yasharel expelled not the Geshurim nor the Makathim unto, but the Geshurim and the Makathim dwell among Yasharel until this day. That's the other nations that came to join to us and devote themselves willingly as slaves. Only unto the tribe of Levi he gave none inheritance. The sacrifices of Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel made by fire are their inheritance. And as he said unto them. And Moshe gave unto the tribe of the children of Reuben inheritance according to their families and their coast from Aroer, this that is on the bank of the river Arnon, and the city that is in the midst of the river, and all the plain of Medeva, Keshbon, and all our cities that are in the plain, Davon, and Bamoth Baal, and Bet Bahal Meon, and Yatsar, and Kedemoth, and Mephath, and Kiriathaim, and Sevam, and and Serath Ashakar in the mount of the valley, and Beth Peor, and Ashdoth, Apigar, and Beth Ar Yeshimoth, and all the cities of the plain, and all the kingdoms of Sichon, king of Amorim, which reigned in Keshbon, whom Moshe smote with the prince of Midian, Evi, Rechem, So, Kori, and Reva, which were dukes of Sichon, dwelling in the country. Bilam also, the son of Beor, the soothsayer, the children of Yasharel slay with the sword, among them that were slain by them. And the border of the children of Reuben was the Yarden, and the border thereof. This was the inheritance of the children of Reuben after their families, and the cities of the villages thereof. And Moshe gave inheritance unto the tribe of Gad, even unto the children of Gad according to their families. And their coast was Yaezeri, and all the cities of Gilead, and Alf, the land of the children of Ammon, unto Aroer that is before Rabbah, and from Keshbon unto Ramath Ham Mitzpeh, unto Ramath Ham Mitzpeh, pardon my pronunciation, and Bethany, and from Mechanaim unto the border of David, and in the valley Bet Aram, and Bet Nimrah, and Sukkot, and Saphon, and the rest of the kingdom of Sichon, king of Keshbon, the Yarden and its border, even unto the edge of the sea, Kinneroth, on the other side of the Yarden eastward. This is the inheritance of the children of Gad after their families, the cities and their villages. And Moshe gave inheritance unto the half tribe of Manasseh. And this was the possession of the half tribe of children of Manasseh by their families, and their coast was from Machanaim, all Bashan, all the kingdom of Og, the king of Bashan, and all the towns of Yair, which are in Bashan, 80 cities. Wow. And Alf Gilad, and Ashtaroth, and Edir, and Edrei, cities of the kingdom of Og in Bashan, were pertaining unto the children of Machir, the son of Manasseh, even to the one half of the children of Machir by their family. These are the countries which Moshe did distribute for inheritance in the plain of Moab, and on the other side of the Yarden by Jericho eastward. But unto the tribe of Levi Moshe gave not any inheritance. Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel was their inheritance. And he said as he said unto them. Wow. Can you see that truly they had to follow instructions as Yahuwah had given? They had to share things accordingly. Yah have told them that the children of Levi have no inheritance, because he has called them to himself to be his own inheritance. So let us go take one more chapter and make it a wrap up for today. Now let's take chapter 14. And these are the countries which the children of Yasharel inherited in the land of Canaan, which Eleazar the priest and Yahusha the son of Nun and the heads of the fathers of the tribe of the children of Yasharel distributed for inheritance to them. By lot was their inheritance, as Yahuwah commanded by the hands of Moshe. And for the 9 tribes and for the half tribe, for Moshe had given unto the inheritance of 2 tribes and a half on the other side of the Jordan, but unto the Leviim he gave none inheritance among them. The children of Joseph were 2 tribes, Manasseh and Ephraim. This therefore they gave no part unto the Leviim in the land, save cities to dwell in, with their suburbs for their cattle and for their substance. As Yahuwah commanded Moshe, so the children of Yasharel did, and they divided the land. Even the children of Yehuda came unto Yahusha in Gilgal, and Caleb the son of Jephunneh and the Kenizzite said unto him, You know the things that Yahuwah said unto Moshe, the man of Elohim, concerning me and you, in Kadesh Barnea. 40 years old was I when Moshe, the servant of Yahuwah, sent me from Kadesh Barnea to espy out the land, and I brought him words again as it was in my heart. Nevertheless, my brethren that went up with me made the heart of the people melt, but I wholly, which means I totally, followed Yahuwah Elohai. And Moshe swore on that day, saying, Surely the land whereon your feet are trodden shall be your inheritance, and your children's forever, because you have wholly followed Yahuwah Elohai. And now behold, Yahuwah has kept me alive, as he said, these 40 and 5 years, ever since Yahuwah spoke this word unto Moshe, while the children of Yasharel wandered in the wilderness and now, lo, I am this day 85 years old. Wow. He was 40 years when he espied the land of Jericho. Now he actually had spent 40 and 5 more years, making it how many years? 85 years. For those of you who hear words in scriptures, you hear 4 scores, 3 scores, 2 scores. A score means 20. When it said he is 4 score and 5 years, it means he is 85 years. Calculating 4 score, a score is 20. So 20 times 4, making it 80. So let's press on. And yet I am strong this day, as I was in the day that Moshe sent me. As my strength was then, even so is my strength now, for war both to go out and to come in. Now therefore give me this mountain, whereof Yahuwah spoke in that day. For you heard in that day how the Anakim were there, and that the cities were great and fenced. If so be Yahuwah will be with me, then I shall be able to drive them out, as Yahuwah said. And Yahusha blessed him, and gave unto Caleb the son of Jephunneh Kevron for an inheritance. Kevron therefore became the inheritance of Caleb the son of Jephunneh, the Kenizi unto this day, because that he wholly followed Yahuwah Elohai of Yasharel. The last verse for today. And the name of Kevron before was Kiriat Arba, which Arba was a great man among the Anakim, and the land had rest from war. Wow. Up to the most higher for that, and I'm sure you all actually enjoyed this program. And yes, will again, we will continue from where we stop tomorrow. And remain your humble host, Daniel Yashurala. And with this, I say shalom and bye for now.